Hi guys, it's Alyssa and I am back with another video. And I kind of just wanted to talk about some of the stuff that I've been learning in life as a 20-something-year-old, in therapy, within my books that I'm reading because I'm trying to be a better person and also refine myself and get better. So within the past few months, I've taken on a new role at work, and so I'm a paralegal, right? So I have a legal assistant to help me out, and I just, for the past few weeks, have been like just getting a bit annoyed, like, not necessarily like lashing out at people. Like, everyone is learning, everyone is trying to deal with, navigating cases and stuff like that. Also, this is the book that I have been reading. I need to finish it. It's like a super short read, but I'm tired and busy. But you can also watch my book review on this or read my article on Melody Beatles' Codependency No More. But something as... So let me go back. Like I was saying, we're all learning how to navigate cases and stuff like that. And I remember like my assistants just like, something happened and there was a shakeup, and they were just asking me about questions about things I had already explained multiple times, things that they've been trained at. We've been doing it for months, and I just started getting really annoyed. And of course I help them because things need to be done right. But in my head, I'm kind of just like, like, just make the mistake, like, just, I can't keep holding your hand, just make the mistake. And that also became like just a huge reflection of me and like growing up. And the message that I have today is that you need to be confident enough to make a mistake. Okay? Like, that is something that is just so important, and I feel like it's not... mistakes are very important. It's not talked about enough. We are constantly just coddled and scared into not making a mistake that, when we do, instead of learning from it, we panic, we're in fear mode, and then from there we just go on trying to do all we can to not make a mistake. Make the mistake and learn from it. I think that's really the issue, right? Like, I feel like when we are taught to fear making mistakes, so we go out of our way not to do it, like, you don't necessarily learn anything. And I get it, like, there's a lot of conditioning that comes about when you do make a mistake, like, for example, how people react. So someone, say if you made a mistake and for some reason someone's first reaction was to yell at you or, to call you a name or something like that, right? So then from there on, you've conditioned yourself to do all you can to not make a mistake, right? When in fact, what that person is saying doesn't necessarily fucking matter. What matters is, what did you learn from your mistake? And also, how can you correct it? If you really want things to happen in your life, you gotta be confident enough to, like, make a mistake. And what if you don't make a mistake? What if you did it perfectly? What if you get accepted? What if, you get more than you expected? And then what if you do make a mistake? Go back to the drawing board, I feel like institutions like school and work have just left us in a place of constant dread, whereas like real life, when you have your own life in your hands and like your decisions, doesn't necessarily operate that way, right? Like, you can make a mistake and go again with better knowledge. We're not taught how to evaluate our mistakes and learn and go forward. We're just taught not to make the mistake. And I think there needs to be more to that as a society. You know, and I feel like that's why a lot of people are just lacking tools, like just general tools of like resilience and just knowing how to move past things, or feeling like you're even capable, you know, like feeling capable, like your mindset is definitely a conditioning, you know, until you are able to realize that you can uncondition it and reprogram yourself. Like I need for it to be okay for someone to be naive. Like I need for it to be okay for someone to do something for the first time and, you know, let them do it freely and then go back and evaluate with them. You know, teach them that that's how, you know, they themselves can view situations. You know, even if people in the world might not view it that way, and, you know, they might yell at you and call you a name, you know, but that's not the perception that matters, right? It's how you choose to move forward after said mistake. So yeah, I think overall, just like there needs to be a huge shift in how we view mistakes, how we view capability, you know, within oneself. And I think it's very cool to be confident enough to make a mistake. I think it's super cool to learn from it and become wiser. I don't know, that's just me though. I'm very much a student of life. Like I'm gonna always see myself as someone who wants to learn, and I don't know what like conditions someone to be that way. Like I don't understand my own conditioning, or maybe I was just born this way. Maybe God just like was like, yeah, you're gonna have that kind of understanding. I don't know, but I know I have it and I'm gonna like use it. And that's another reason why I'm on YouTube, because I just need more people to be comfortable making mistakes, and I need more other people to realize that being naive and not knowing better isn't a crime, you know. So like going back to like the conditioning thing, I think another connection is obviously like how we were raised and like how our parents chose to punish us. And I think part of like just like being like fearful and anxious and being scared to make a mistake and like a sheep, and then, you know, with that attitude also you're much more easier to like manipulate and like made to feel guilty about things and be codependent. But I think, yeah, back to like our childhoods, I think another reason why no one is confident enough to just make a mistake and get back up and be wiser is how our parents chose to discipline us when we made a mistake, which shouldn't necessarily like come with discipline, because what awful thing could a 7-year-old do, right? You spilled milk and for some reason your parent went to reach for a belt. That's not, if I were to spill milk, or if a friend of mine right now who is also 22 were to spill milk, the appropriate response is not pulling out a belt. So why would I do that to someone who's like only been on